Hello, it's Vic. And if there's one thing I hear at Yale is that you can't balance sleep, academics, and social life, you have to sacrifice one of them. And I think that it's absolute bullshit. From what I've seen from my friends or from my own unfortunate personal experiences, sleep is usually the first to go, which I think is ridiculous because you need to take care of your health first if you want to perform at your peak. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that have helped me balance sleep, social life, and work. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you gotta do is prioritize. I know this is common sense, but it's not always common practice. And trust me, I know this is easier said than done. I can't count the number of times I've piled too much on my plate. But the more I've tried to balance a billion and one things, the more I've realized it usually leads to 1 or 2 breakdowns in the middle of the semester, or at the very least, doing everything in a very mediocre way and not giving every single thing my 100%. So learn from my mistakes. And before making any commitments, ask yourself, is this really important to me? What is the opportunity cost here? No matter how exciting or rare this opportunity might seem, if it doesn't excite you 100% or it doesn't align with your goals, then it really has no place in your life. It also helps me to physically write out and rank the different commitments that I have to see what I should keep and what I should eliminate. If you're finding it difficult to make a decision, writing a pros and cons list also really helps. For those of you who are chronic overcommitters like me, I highly recommend this book called Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less by Greg McKeown. I think it's McKeown. Anyway, I'll link it in the description below. And even if you don't read it, I found a webpage which has a lot of really good quotes from this book. There's some really relevant quotes here. If it isn't a clear yes, then it's a clear no. And essentialism, it's not about how to get more things done, it's about how to get the right things done. It doesn't mean just doing less for the sake of less either. It's about making the wisest possible investment of your time and energy by doing only what is essential. Number 2 is to stop glorifying being busy. I know this is so obvious, but it's something that so many of us struggle with, myself included. Subconsciously, it seems like a lot of us are programmed to think that being busy and doing more equals being productive and successful, even if that comes at the expense of rest and doing things to just enjoy life. The thing is, if you don't A, prioritize your health, and B, slow down enough to enjoy the little things in life and be grateful for them, then you can achieve as much as you want in life, but never really truly be happy, and also eventually at some point just crash and burn. Honestly, it breaks my heart to see so many people in my own life and also people I know of who are so conventionally successful, meaning doing really well in school, doing a billion and one extracurriculars, having a great social life, but then hitting that point of burnout, losing all motivation in the things that they used to love to do, and just not being contented with life in general. And trust me, I've been there so many times. It still takes me conscious effort to hold myself back and make sure that there's that dedicated time in my life for rest. But I know by now that I need that. So we need to stop this. Stop glamorizing, pulling all-nighters, or drinking coffee just to keep your eyes open in class, because we need to be awake to truly experience life to the fullest. We also need to stop thinking that having downtime is optional, because it's actually essential for your well-being and to thrive in life. As Greg McKeown says, sometimes what you don't do is just as important as what you do. So number 3 is to fill your cup first. So let's say you have tip 1 and 2 down and you know what's important to you and you know that you want to make time for those things in your schedule. This is all fine and good until someone deliberately presents you an opportunity and says something like, hey, we really need your skills on our team, do you want to join us? Or more realistically, someone just invites you out for a party when you really want to just go to sleep early. In situations like these, I definitely understand that it can be difficult to turn someone down immediately because on one hand, it's flattering that they reached out to you, and on the other hand, it feels bad to just reject them outright. But you gotta remember to fill your cup first, or in other words, do what is right for you, because you can't take care of anyone else if you don't take care of yourself first. And usually, most people get it if you just explain yourself clearly. You just gotta learn how to say no kindly. Be sincere about being invited for something or being presented an opportunity. Just graciously explain your reason for not being able to commit and be genuinely sorry for not being able to help. or attend the party. And obviously, only say what you genuinely mean. So you could say something like, "Thank you so much for your offer. Unfortunately, I can't make it today, but I would have loved to have come. Maybe let me know another time and I'll see if I can come by or if I can help you." Obviously, this tip isn't licensed for you to be selfish and never help people, but I'm just saying, if you know that you only have limited capacity for yourself and you need that time to do the things that are most important to you, then you gotta protect that time. As Greg McKeown says, only once you give yourself permission to stop trying to do it all, to stop saying yes to everyone, can you make your highest contribution towards the things that really matter. Also, if you're liking this, please give me a thumbs up so this video can be shared with more struggling students in university like ourselves. Number 4 is to write yourself into your schedule. If you use a calendar to plan your days, actually physically block out times in your schedule that's dedicated for yourself. So write out the time you're going to go to the gym or exercise. Write out the time that you're going to go to bed. You know what I mean? Just block out that time and keep it sacred so that when you try and plan things with other people, you have already set aside that time for yourself. As Greg McKeown says, we can either make our choices deliberately or allow other people's agendas to control our lives. Tip number 5 is to learn how to quit graciously, because sometimes even after knowing tips 1 to 4, I still pile too much on my plate. And so I just have to pull out of things after committing to them. I know, yes, this makes me kind of a shitty person, but at the same time, I think it's worse to stay in something and not reply to people's messages or not give it 100% because it's doing a disservice to the other person. I think it's better for both parties if you just leave, because you get more time freed up and the other person doesn't have this flaky person they need to deal with who isn't committed and doesn't deliver on promises. So some quick guidelines on how to quit graciously are letting the person know as soon as possible so that they can quickly find someone else to replace you. Taking responsibility for your mistake and not blaming it on someone else. Be genuinely sorry for the fact that you need to pull out. And 3, if you've made a decision to quit, just say it. Don't ask something like, "Is it okay if I quit?" That way people will understand that you've already made a choice and they won't try to convince you to stay. This also applies for meeting up with friends and things like that. If you genuinely have planned way too much in your day and you can't afford to meet your friend because you really need to have time alone, don't feel guilty to just tell them outright. Just be sure to set another time with them immediately for another day so they know that you're not trying to actually bail on them. I actually have another 5 related wellness self-care habits that help me cope with the stress of Yale, which I want to film when I'm back on campus so that I can get a little bit of Yale campus footage for you guys. But if you want to watch that, please subscribe to stay tuned. I'll also try to link it up in the cards once I get it up. And if you want to learn how to maximize the time in your day and get more things done with less time, I did another video on productivity habits for busy college students, or honestly anyone, which I will put in the description and also link up in the cards. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a lovely day.